How's it going, guys? Here's a kind of basic maintenance video for the Eagle 11. This is a dark edition, but there's nothing different between, you know, normal Eagle 11 and dark edition besides the minor milling right here and the little dark emblems instead of the Eagle emblem up here. So that's really it. Just aesthetic stuff. So basic maintenance on Eagle 11, as you guys can see in the Eagle 11, what you're going to need: some oil. Eclipse oil works the best, and you know, it's what they give with their guns. Grease. I got Sleek here, which is Dow 33, which I'm pretty sure is close, if not the same thing as Eclipse grease. So some form of grease. I believe this is the 3/16 Allen key, and that's it. So let's get started. We'll go with the we'll go with simple to complicated. So first things first, let's go with the bolt. Take the bolt out. Alright, go to the bolt, and you're going to use the 3/16 Allen key, and go ahead and take the rammer cap off, and just give it a little tap, and your rammer comes right out. Alright, actually I'll take all the parts that you have to maintain. So you got your bolts, your rammer, your LPR. When you take this off, be careful, because once you get to the end, the spring tension pushes it out. So you want to have a good grip so it doesn't, you know, fly off somewhere or you lose it. I like to keep as much as I can clean, so all these little chances I get to get the little tiny spots I take advantage of. Oh, and you're also going to need a towel or a microfiber of some sort. I like to use a swab. Alright, so you have your LPR and then your HPR. So go ahead and take the macro line off. I guess I'll just leave it here, doesn't matter. Screw the HPR. And that's really it. So I'll go ahead and put the gun body and frame off to the side. So here are the 4 parts that you will need to maintain. Boom, not too simple. I mean, not too complicated, all simple. Let's go ahead and we'll go backwards. So start with the HPR. If you look inside, there's a giant piston. Just give a little tap. Maybe sometimes a harder tap, but I got a little Eclipse pad, so it's alright. Piston, the spring comes out. Spring's really simple, not as complicated as the older shim stacks. So you take your piston, take your towel, wipe it down. Alright, so okay. Take your grease, a little bit on your finger, and grease that piston O-ring. So the HPR and the LPR, you really don't have to do like every 6 months or every 20 to 30 cases. You really don't have to do it that often. They stay pretty well lubricated for a while. So, I mean, unless you play in a bad area where your HPA doesn't filter very well and, you know, goes through your tank, goes through your gun, goes through your regs. It looks bad, but this is what I have my piston O-ring look like, grease-wise. Alright. So, just, you know, put the spring back on and go ahead and put it back in your reg. Alright, we'll move on to the LPR. I'm going to take the LPR out. There's two springs on the LPR piston, so you should be careful. Having trouble getting it out. If you have a lot of trouble, like if you don't have needles, pliers, or anything like that to get it out, and you're having a lot of trouble, you can always unscrew the screw all the way out and stick like a Q-tip or an Allen key in and push it out. I just would not recommend that, because then you lose the setting, the stock setting, which a lot of people seem to have trouble with setting it at. But easiest way is put it flush with this tip, 2 full turns in. That's the stock setting. You should more than likely leave it at that. It's the best setting on the Eagle 11. That's what most people will tell you. unless you like to tinker with stuff. So as you can see, 2 springs on the LPR piston. This is for the adjustment part, and this is just for the function. Both of them are for the function, but so you take your piston, wipe it down. Alright, get a little grease. Grease up that piston O-ring. Alright, there you go. Same amount of grease as the other one. Put those back together. Remember that little silver one goes in there. Go straight in to the LPR housing. And then the little cold spring goes on. There's that. Alright, for your ram and your bolt, rammer, just wipe that down as well. Alright, this is when you need the oil of your choice. Eclipse oil works fine. I've used the Extreme Rage stuff, works fine. All your preference, but this requires oil. So drop oil on each O-ring. Move it around with your finger. Should be good. And here's your bolt. Wipe that off. Now this is the hush bolt. If you have the cure bolt, you do not oil the cure bolts, or cure 3, sorry. It's a cure 3 plus that comes with those, or a cure 4. You do not oil it because they say that, you know, it picks up debris and stuff, leads to worse breech wear. This is a hush bolt. They do recommend a little oil on the O-rings, so it's all personal preference. I like to put in just a tad bit on the O-rings. I actually just put 1 drop. So I just put 1 drop on 1 O-ring, and I use my, fingers and just spread it around onto all 3. This 1 drop should be good for all that. That's it. Alright, let's put it back together. So we'll start with the rags. Screw that back on. Finger tight's really good. You shouldn't really have to use the Allen key. The LPR, screw that on as well. Oops. Popping the spring out. Alright. Alright, put the rammer back in. So you can finger tighten the cap if you want. Finger tight's fine because once you air it up, the pressure will keep it shut as well. I just like to use the Allen key just to give it a little good snug. Make it look a little flush with the back as well. Just put the bolt back in, make sure you get it right into the right spot on the rammer. And check by pushing it forward, and you'll feel it push against and bounce off the poppet. Go ahead and put the macro line back on, and we should be good. There you go. Basic maintenance on the Eagle 11. Thanks for watching. Any questions, comment down below. Subscribe if you want.